Hey everyone, we're going to start a series. It's called Mortgage and Market Mondays. And I'm here today with Joe. You want to introduce yourself?
Hey, what's up? I'm Joe Versput or Joe V. If you got a long name like mine, you go by the letter. Yeah, I'm a mortgage broker with the two Navy Vets team here at Future Home Loans. We're locally veteran owned and operated. We focus a lot with veterans, but we do everything really well here.
Yes, and thank you for your service too. So Joe's one of our preferred lenders and for our team. And so he and I kind of partnered together because one of the things that we're finding is there's a lot of questions about mortgage and real estate and kind of how all of that plays together. And today we're kind of talking about the topic of conversation, which is pretty much Hometown Heroes program, the down payment assistance program. So, Joe, you want to share a little bit about that program?
Definitely, it's a great program. It's been through a few renditions. Originally, it was for the heroes, and then the state released that everyone's a hero. If you're a taxpayer and you're working and you're paying into the fund, you can enjoy the same benefits of this program, which is a down payment assistance program. The reason I like it a little bit better than the other ones is it doesn't add to your rate, so you can get up to 5% or a max of $35,000, which should cover plenty of your costs for your general home in Florida. And it's a silent second mortgage, so you don't have to have an extra payment. You'd pay it back if you sell the home or refinance down the road, but it doesn't add to your payment and it maintains the same rate as the market rate you'd get with any other style loan. So it opens it up to everyone. If you're someone that pays rent. I have friends paying in the mid $2,000 in rent. That's a $350,000 home in Jacksonville, which there's plenty of those right now.
So, for the down payment assistance, what are kind of the requirements for are being approved for that type of assistance? Because you can't just say, "Hey, I want this down payment assistance." And
Yeah,
is it all specifically for down payment only? Because a lot of buyers don't understand that, when you at the closing table, and as mortgage brokers, you guys do disclose all this at the very beginning, but what is it going to actually cost me, and then what do I have to bring to the table at closing? So
right.
is down payment assistance, is it actually just for down payment assistance, or does it cover those closing costs and prepaids that a lot of buyers don't realize that they have
Yeah.
to cover in their.
That's a really, really great question, Tracy, because veterans especially have zero down payment. So they have this question a lot with me. They come in and go, zero down payment. Well, why is this other money? So there's two buckets in cash to close, we'll call that. One bucket is a down payment, and the other bucket is closing costs. So the down payment, zero, if you're a veteran or USDA, if you want to put 20% down, that's one lane. And then you have closing costs, which is what it takes to industry to close a loan with appraisals, inspections, taxes, and insurance. Florida's got a mortgage intangible tax per every $1,000. These are all listed out on your closing documents. But there's sometimes people say down payment and that's it. Well, there's also the closing costs. So this is a cash to close situation, and you can use this money for either. So if you've got a 5% down loan with 3%. It trends about 3% to close a home, about 3% of the cost of the home if you're going to escrow. So let's say 8% of the value of the home. Well, that $35,000 is going to cover a $300,000 home with 8% right there. You'll have money to maybe even buy a rate down. You could do that too,
Mhm.
because that is considered a closing cost on your worksheet there. So
Yeah, which is a lot of times in real estate, what we try to do for our buyers, especially depending on the type of market that we're in. So, we're in a hybrid market. Anybody who's been in real estate for a while understands kind of where we are. It's an unknown. We've kind of coming out of COVID. We entered into this, just crazy market that none of us had really even seen, even having been in mortgage as a loan processor back in 2007, 2008. It was even a different market. And a lot of people, want to say, well, we're in the same market. No, we're not, because our inventory is so much lower now than what it was even then. This week alone, we have seen our inventory
Seeing a lot
but
of sellers pay for costs here and there too, which you weren't seeing a year
exactly.
ago. You know, if you're tight on costs and you're not using the down payment assistance, maybe you need just a little bit extra help. The sellers are knocking in 5, 10K.
Exactly. And that's kind of what we're seeing. So we have been transitioning from, a seller's market and we're moving into that buyer's market where our, more our market action index has actually decreased, which means our buyers are coming to the market. And now the interest rates have dropped. That's another thing that we were talking about earlier, was that the interest rates have
dropped down about 0.5% today. It was more, it's a timing thing. Since last November, a year ago, we've been between 6.5% and 8%, depending on the week and the day and the news and all that stuff. So you really kind of, you take your best guess when you buy a home, or maybe you monitor the market a little bit and lock it when you have a good lock week like this has been. We're down below 7 on some loans again, which we're up towards 7.5 even early last week. So
right. And that's a great point. So for real estate, and from that perspective, it is still a good time to sell because we're still on that hybrid mode, but we're also, the prices are, going to continue to drop as buyers come to the market, as the interest rates have dropped already, and as it shifts to that buyer's market. Too. So for buyers, it's a perfect time because sellers are giving away those concessions to help move that their home. From a buyer's perspective, if they can get some seller concessions and they have access to this down payment assistance, it's for first-time home buyers who are using it as a primary residence, and they cannot have had real estate in their portfolio for the last
3 years.
3 years.
I call it a born again first time home buyer.
Okay.
3 years. So if you let's say you got a divorce and the divorce decree said, hey, we've got to split our assets. You guys sell the home, you move along. You've been renting for a few years, so now you can go ahead and take advantage of some of the first time home buyer things. Definitely, yeah.
Okay, well, that's wonderful. And if not, you know what? There's a lot of opportunities to use those seller concessions. So working with the right realtor, the right lender, makes a difference. The right title company, if you're on the selling side, all of that makes a big, big difference. Working with those experts. I get a question a lot of times is, who pays your commission, Tracy? Well, if I'm working with a buyer, generally the seller or a builder, if I'm working with the builder, will pay, cover my commission cost, so to speak. And so getting the representation, and that really makes a difference for buyers. We can go to battle. That is what we do, is we go to battle for our customers every single day, and our team
That's
is
a great
very
point,
well
because
versed.
if I'm selling a home and I hire an agent to sell my home, that agent initially has my best interest in mind. So having someone like you that has the buyer's interest in mind, and they're not paying for it, and the market's covered these percentages now for these people that are selling their home. So you really want to make sure you have a great agent that's going to understand the negotiation when something pops up on the inspection, how to get the deal over the line to get you into the home you'd want.
Exactly, which is why we partnered with you guys too, because there is not a problem, there's always solutions. And if it's not today, it's going to be tomorrow. So really just kind of moving people forward in real estate and helping them achieve their goals is kind of what both of our businesses have looked at. This is just how we do business. So I appreciate that, Joe. And any other last minute thoughts?
No, just we're always here to help, even if we're not doing your real estate or your mortgage deal. We're local.
We're from here. So
yeah,
anyways, yeah. So selling Jacksonville, keep it real. And I guess we'll see you next week. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you. Have a
All
great
right.
day.